A traditional IRA is funded by money out of your monthly income that is pre-tax. In other words, you don't pay tax on this income on the front end, but that finally catches up with you when you start taking money away from your IRA upon retirement. That's when you're taxed not only on the contribution itself, but also on the income that contribution earns over time, or hopefully earns over time. On the other hand, a Roth IRA is contributions made with after-tax income. You can't reduce your taxable income by making those contributions on the front end, but the benefit of a Roth IRA is when you start taking money out of the fund upon retirement, you pay no tax either on the various contributions that you've made over time and also the earnings from those contributions. A traditional IRA has no income limitation whatsoever. You can make $100,000 a year, you can make $1 million a year, you can still have a traditional IRA. Now you can only contribute, for example in 2020, you can only contribute $6,000 per IRA. But now if you're over 50, you can contribute an additional $1,000. That's kind of a catch-up deal.
Okay.
But in the case of a traditional IRA, there are no income limitations. For a Roth IRA, there are income limitations. If you make over $139,000, you cannot contribute to a Roth IRA. If you make less than that, I've already forgotten the number. 124. 124.
So it's if you make less than.
If you make less than $124,000 a year, an individual,
yeah,
you can contribute the full amount to a Roth IRA, which is $6,000. Unless you're over 50, and if you're over 50, you can contribute an additional $1,000 a year. Between the numbers 124 and 139, the amount you contribute starts phasing out. When you turn 72, you have to start taking money out of your retirement accounts. These tax-affected retirement accounts. Whether you need the money or not, you have to take money out of it based on an IRS formula. So, a lot of people prefer to go the Roth route for other reasons, but for this reason too, and that's to avoid having to take money out of your IRA at age 72. In the Roth IRA situation, because you've already paid taxes on it, the government doesn't care when you take money out. So it avoids the required minimum distribution problem that some people have.
Oh, okay. So with the Roth, there is no required minimum.
No, because the only reason the IRS makes you take money out of a traditional IRA is to force you to pay taxes on it.
Got it.
Finally, and at last. Well, the Roth conversion, there's kind of a two-part answer to that.
Yeah.
You can convert a traditional to a Roth simply because you want the retirement end tax benefit. The other reason is a lot of people, as we've already discussed, a lot of people just simply can't contribute to a Roth IRA. But there's another way to do that. They can contribute to a traditional IRA if they're income limited on the Roth, and then they can convert that traditional IRA money into a Roth IRA and do what's called a backdoor contribution to a Roth. In other words, if you have a traditional IRA and you feel like your taxes in retirement are going to be lower than your taxes now, then for that reason alone, you might want to do an IRA conversion. You might want to go ahead and pay taxes on your traditional IRA and convert that money to a Roth IRA because you think right now your taxes are greater than they will be when you retire.
Got it. Okay.
The other reason is if you're income limited. In other words, you simply can't contribute to a Roth IRA. So what you do is you contribute to a traditional IRA, turn around and pay the taxes on it, and convert it to a Roth IRA. It's called the backdoor approach, Roth conversion.
Okay.